Okay, normally at this point we would take a discussion either of a technical fundamental basis, but to say we decided to do something different, and that is have a look at some feedback that we've been receiving from some of our Twitter followers. By Twitter followers, I mean those people who have signed up to follow the Twitter account @hot_stocks. And what you can do on Twitter, of course, if you're not familiar with that platform, is send messages back. So we aggregated some of those. Now, we get a bunch of different kinds of things. Ollie, here's a case in point. We've got a guy called Paul Mungai who says to us, I was looking forward to Hot Stocks CNBC discussion of Cell C. Now here, I think what we were talking about was a discussion, there we go, about Vodacom and MTN. So he's saying to us, what's going on? Why aren't you discussing Cell C? Now the answer obviously to that is that Cell C is a big player in our mobile market, but it's not listed on the stock exchange. So in a case like this, we're talking about hot stocks, so we're obviously going to focus on those companies. Is there ever a case when one has like tracking stocks for private companies or anything like that? No, right? This is all about listed equities.
Yeah, no, well, you couldn't buy them, so, you know, obviously.
But I suppose to answer Paul's question, I mean, it is worthwhile saying that sometimes one can have a discussion about the impact that Cell C might have, because their pricing strategies could affect the others. Okay, moving on. We were having a discussion earlier about the gold stocks. So Sabelo Mbata says, stocks getting shredded on hot stocks tonight. AngloGold Ashanti, Goldfields, Harmony, Sibanye, and Pan African. Ollie, I mean, the gold stocks recently, it's just been an absolute nightmare. I mean, a lot of downside there. We've had a short position in Harmony in the portfolio. What's your sense of that right now? If people are in these trades, making money on the short side, my own rule is that one should always capture your short trading profits as soon as possible because they can quickly disappear.
Yeah, I mean, Paul, it's like anything. When you look at that gold move the last 2 or 3 weeks ago, you know, there's obviously a lot of nervousness, not just within South African gold stocks, but the gold market in general.
Yeah.
I mean, the gold price has come a tremendous way. So I would say hold on to that short. I think you're probably the only person who got that short at these levels in Harmonies and managed to hold on to it, because everyone is so concerned that you might see this massive rally back.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, you know, stay clear away from that sector.
Because oddly, while we held it, Harmony actually had quarterly results out, and they weren't that bad. But at the end, they made some comments about the emergency actions they're taking now, given the lower bullion price. And I think that got people further scared. Okay, another comment here about Sappy. Karen Richards here, she says, stay away from Sappy. Always bites you in the bum somehow. I like that one. I mean, Sappy also, quarterly results not looking so great. Stock moves to the lower side. I mean, this is a stock which a lot of people haven't liked for a long time. Again, it has quarterly results out, so that gives you plenty of sort of earnings-related catalysts. I don't know. Anybody else that you're aware of who's short Sappy? We got a short Sappy position on.
Yeah, also, you know, it's similar to the gold, so it's just that sector's not favoured. I think that print media is completely going out. You know, there's not that big demand for it. So, yeah, as she said, bites you in the bum, probably. Yeah.
The interesting thing about the management commentary there is they say they're moving the business to start producing chemical cellulose, but when you actually look at the numbers, the contribution from that business is relatively small. So it's a bit like the cigarette industry talking about how much money they're going to make from electronic cigarettes. You know, to some extent you get the sense that it's more about kind of trying to create the perception of a future strategy, but it isn't really reported or really displayed by the numbers. Okay, just a couple of other things here. We had positive feedback via Twitter from Godfrey Mutizwa. I must tell you, that's very important. He's the chief editor here at CNBC Africa. He was liking the fact that we were doing a detailed dissection of South Africa's 2 big banks. And then a follow-on tweet from Marcel Claassen, who I think works at FNB. He was loving the fact that we were going on about how the FNB retail operation was hot, using words like innovative, engaged, and convenient. Glad to help. But here's the thing. We actually do use these, and we'd be happy to have questions sent to us in future days for future shows. So keep sending those in. And one final one here. It says, Paul, was that you in a suit on Hot Stocks? I must explain, I'm not a big suit wearer, but when I'm in the hosting role, it's apparently obligatory, with a tie to boot. Thank you very much.